Welcome back, Brian Breaks Character listeners. I am so happy that you're here today. I have Adrien Rabago with me. Now, I wanted to have Adrien on the podcast so badly because I've had so many conversations with actors about getting ready for headshots and what do I wear? And I want to make sure I nail my type. And then also, like, I don't want to be boring, but I also still want to feel like myself and have to make sure that my headshot pops. And so I worked with Adrien and I was like, this has changed my life. I can never go back to choosing my own clothes again. Can she shop for me every single day of the week? And I was so happy with the results that I got. I had to have her come on the podcast to share what she can about the work that she does. And grab your notebooks because you're going to have a ton of takeaways from what we talk about today. But I want to have Adrien go ahead and introduce herself. Adrien, can you tell us a little bit about what it is you do and your story of how it all came to be?
Oh my goodness. Well, we'd be here all day.
Thank you for being here.
Oh my God. I'm so delighted. Thank you so much for having me. And our little photo shoot was so much fun. And I see you're wearing one of our shirts.
So you guys, full disclosure, I totally put the shirt on purpose because Adrien bought the shirt and it's a shirt if you go to YouTube to watch this on YouTube, you'll see this is a shirt I never would have purchased for myself. And yeah, like it's totally fly, like looks good in pictures, totally great. And like, think it was like $11.99 or something from H&M. And I would never have thought, oh, this is a good picture. Like, well done. And I wore it special for you today.
Oh, I appreciate it. That's so lovely. So I am a fashion stylist. I'm based in LA. I'm a freelancer. I've been doing this, oh God, I'm about to age myself, for 20 years. I actually came to LA to act myself and model and do all of that stuff. I was like living in Riverside. I couldn't wait to get out. I'm like, get me to LA. I need to be there. And I kind of fell into styling. I would basically style my own photo shoots with photographers, and all these photographers would be like, wow, I really like how you style yourself. I've got this model or this photo shoot, next week. Can you style it? And I would just kind of be like, oh, sure. I guess I can. I've never done it before, but sure. And I literally I built relationships with these photographers, and then they started booking me on jobs. And then they booked me on a job, and then another photographer booked me on another job. And then before I knew it, I was a full-fledged stylist and just loving it. I was just like, oh, this is right. This is what I'm meant to do. I've like always loved fashion and style. And growing up, I have three sisters. I'm one of four daughters. So three sisters, like for every dance and prom and senior photo shoots and all of that, everyone would always turn to me to like help them shop. So I've always loved fashion since I was little. But yeah, I just totally styling just happened to me. And I didn't really even know that it was like a thing, like obviously I knew there were costumers, but like fashion stylists for commercials and TV and music videos and, advertisements and all of that. It just kind of happened to me. And it was such a happy accident. And here I am like 20 years later, right? Still doing it and thriving. And, I've never been busier, honestly, since pandemic obviously was totally just
time.
Dead in the water, but it gave me time to spend with my family, which was like, it was so special. And as crazy and hard and challenging as it was, like, now that everything's kind of picking back up, I have been more busy with styling than I have ever been in my entire career. I mean, it has been bananas, but in a great way. I'm just so thankful. And, people put their trust in you, whether it's, an actor, like even you, like helping you with your photo shoots, or helping actors get ready for headshots, or I also have a fashion rental business, which you have seen Adrien's closet.
Yes.
The crazy collection that I have. It's unbelievable. I have everything.
And Adrien has this cute little like guest housey space in the back of her house that is full of these incredible, like, you're like, oh my God, that's what I want to wear on the red carpet. And that's what I want to wear in the next movie I'm in. And that like, it just like is amazing. So going to Adrienne's closet, which is also her Instagram, y'all, is like a treat. It's like going to Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory of Fashion or something. And also because one of the things that I love about Adrienne, what attracted me to your work is I'm sure you're asked to do all different kinds of styling. Like you're like, this is more subdued, or this is more this, or this is more edgy. But what attracted me is that you're not afraid of color. And for me, it is about color. And like, that's a big part of what I'm trying to put into the world is the happiness factor. Right. And so I think color brings that up. Jonathan Adler would say the same thing, I think. And so I just appreciate that. I was like, oh, Adrienne gets how I want to embrace color, but yeah, I'm sure you're always, suiting the job. So I want to get in a little bit, but first I want to go back because I didn't know that part of your story about being an actress and then falling into stylist, because it's not unlike my own journey of acting is what brought me to coaching. It was meant to be that way. And I love that you seemed very resolute, like, oh, it was the thing that was meant to bring me to styling was acting. Like it brought me to it. It dropped me off here. Is that how you relate to it?
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself, Brian. Yeah, I mean, it was just like acting, like it just wasn't for me. I like didn't find it wasn't like fulfilling my soul in any way.
Yeah.
And my husband's an actor, so I see it.
A
It
very
is
good one, by the way. A very good one.
the best. He's the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough industry, and I wanted something that I can do where I can have a little bit more control and,
Mm-hmm.
and a little bit more creative freedom. I think, when you're an actor, you're given a role and you're given
Sure.
the script and you're given the character breakdown, and that's what you have, and that's what you have to go on, right? But like with styling, I had like so much creative freedom, and I am like a creative human just like innately, and it just feeds my soul in a way that acting modeling never could.
I love that you say that, because I think that, everyone who listens, I think most people who listen to this are creative people, or they're actors, or they're both, and actors feel that same way all the time. We're like wanting to have some piece of creative control. And I think that I always believe that annoyance is one of our best feelings, to figure out like, oh, I'm not really feeling this. This isn't really, I don't really like this. And it like guides us to the next thing we're meant to. And so that frustration you're feeling like of not having a little bit of control or some piece of this is probably why you have such great, strong opinions on set about, no, this needs to be styled like this, pop that collar, do this, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. Yes. So let's get into it a little bit. Can we?
Yes, let's.
Okay, great.
I'm here for it.
So, right. So when you are, I'm relating to this as my own experience. I want to make sure that we go outside of my own experience. But what I can say is, when I was deciding to do this photo shoot, and if any of you have looked at my Instagram, I'm sure some of you might already be following me. But if you look you'll see I tag Adrienne on any of the photos that she styled. And most of the stuff I'm posting right now is stuff that she's done. And what was incredible to me is I had like an idea. And then Adrienne goes, great, your idea is like at the 2 level of this idea. Now let me take it to the 10 level of the idea. If you can imagine like a brainstorming session where you're like, well, maybe it's this. And someone's like, no, it's this. That was the magic that I thought that you brought to our conversation. Can you tell me, I know everybody's not doing a shoot like that, but can you help me, how do you relate to an actor who's coming to you who's like, I need to do my headshot shoot, which may feel a little even pedestrian to the actor. Like it doesn't feel as exciting as like a editorial, or, I have to really fill in these roles that I need to play. How does that stay fun for them? And what do you find are like some of the number one pitfalls they fall into, or advice that you're always repeating?
Okay. So for like number one advice for headshots, even for self-tapes, right? It's like you want the casting director or whoever's looking at your headshot to see you and see you at your best, most confident self, right? And I think sometimes actors get a little lost because the character says something so specific, or the script is so serious, or it's this or that, but you've got to like, to me, confidence is key for everyone. Confidence, it's like what looks best on you is what is going to come out in your photo or your self-tape or your interview with the manager. I know a lot of people are doing like Zoom appointments with agents and managers now.
Oh my gosh, Adrienne, I'm so excited you brought that up. We have to talk about how to dress for Zoom interviews. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, keep going.
Yes, we can get into all of that.
Okay.
So like my number one tip is, obviously everything that I'm doing is very wrong. I've got like dangly earrings. Okay. I've got lots of prints and crazy prints, and I've got plants and stuff behind me. Everything that is distracting you, the reader, the watcher, the listener, from me, which I like distraction because I like color and I like print, but to me it doesn't matter. But for an actor, you want the casting director to be watching you and your performance. That is like number one, right? So, like, no patterns, no crazy prints. Anything that's going to moray on camera is like, no, 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 please don't do that. All of that is going to distract from your wonderful performance that you're about to give. Um,
Yeah.
and accessories, I think for women, like, we're like, oh, well, I want to wear that bangle or that necklace that like is really blingy and like gives me a little, like sets me apart, right? But sometimes that can distract, especially like anything that jingles or jangles is like a big no-no. Don't do it, because it's going to distract from your performance again. Like it will distract. I
Yeah.
think it's really important. The color is really important. Jewel tones are like the bomb on camera, whether it's Zoom or you're doing an interview on Zoom, or a self tape. Like, first of all, your background color, grays and blues are really great. I like to stay even more neutral with gray, but if you want to do blue, I know a lot of actors do have blue backdrops.
Yeah.
That's totally fine too, or like even a green. But color, like you have to know what looks best on you, right? And
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
I can give advice all day, but every person is different, right? Like what I tell you to wear is going to be different than when I tell, my glamazon 6-foot actress to wear,
Screw
who's
her. I'm just kidding.
who's got like, who.
She can wear beige, and she can wear light
Right,
gray, and she can wear
right,
nude colors. Those are colors that look horrible on me because I will disappear into the color. But
right.
what you just I want to go back a little bit to what you said, because there's so
Yes,
much juicy stuff in what you said. So
yes.
I'm gonna try to remember as much as I can. But one of the things you said is around like the background of a self tape, which is not, this is not a self tape
Mhm.
class, but I find that when you have the blue background, I mean, I have a blue background
Mhm.
behind me right now, right? I'm
Yeah,
far from it though.
me
So I
too.
have a lot of, right, you do too, right? But I have distance from it so I can still pop. Because what you're saying about jewel tones is I could see like it, there's I've seen people with like almost fluorescent blue looking backgrounds. And to me, it's not really,
No,
it just is so bright that I think that it pulls away from us being able to, and also like you must be on a comedy, like it brings a tone to whatever you're working on. So if
100%.
I was able to say like my vote for everybody is that darker gray or that light, but that doesn't work for everybody. I don't want everybody to go running out and like change their self tape and think they're screwing things up. But it does,
Totally.
I'm imagining that gives you more room to play when it comes to wardrobe. Do you find that to be true?
That's exactly right. It just gives you like a blank slate. So, you could be going out for a cop or a lawyer or someone, a homeless person or a lady of the night. I mean, there's so many different characters out there in the world right now. There's so many different shows and TV and like lots of period pieces, right? And just a
Right.
plain backdrop gives you room to play with your wardrobe and lets that stand out without overcompensating for your acting
Right.
performance, right?
What you just said, I want to underline is the overcompensating, right? Like that we don't want our wardrobe to be, the wardrobe is going to give them the character. No, you are giving them the character. The wardrobe is
Yes,
helping us get there. So one of the things, I'm
exactly.
going to go back even further. One of the things you said really resonated with me. And when I was auditioning for commercials, I had like 4 or 5 auditions in a day. Some of the other actors would think that I was a little wild because I'd have a book bag with like 5 different outfits in my backpack. And I needed the different outfits, not because I had to look exactly like what they asked for, but because I felt more like that person in that outfit or in that
Yep,
blazer or in that shirt. But the
yep.
thing was, and this is where I would break the rules, is if I didn't like myself in that outfit, I couldn't do it. And that is tricky. And I want to talk to you about that because you can see a lot of people like, well, that doesn't feel like authentically me. Listen, Brian in a blazer is not authentically Brian. And yet 4 out of the 5 auditions, I had to wear a blazer. So there was
Yeah.
some, right. So can you talk to me a little bit when you're having conversations with actors who are like, well, that doesn't really feel like me. And you're also trying to be like, well, that's this character you play. What do those conversations look like? Do you have you had those kind of conversations? I'm assuming you've had to have those conversations. Have you?
Yeah, of course. I mean, listen, like I said before, like you have to do your interpretation of the character, but also as yourself, right? Like you don't want to dress like in like if you're going out for a show that's where you're like navy, or you're in the navy, or you're in the army, you're not going to wear full fatigues, okay?
Right.
Instead, wear an army green t-shirt and a dog tag if you have it. Like just
Got it.
take little nods of what the character is, or what your interpretation of the character, without like going so out of yourself that you can't even do your best performance. You have to it's a marriage of being the character and being yourself, and your most confident self. And like I'll say it until my face turns blue. Confidence is key, okay? It will show through your photos, your headshots, interviews, self tapes, all of it. Like your confidence is your number one. So,
Yeah.
if
So you're
you're
saying like use the wardrobe to support that. Was I'm hearing you say, like make the wardrobe the thing
yes.
that's going to support the comp. So okay, but I'm going to push back a little bit. So I
Okay.
am let's because I hear this so often from actors who are like, yeah, but I would never wear that in real life. And I'm like, well, yeah, because you don't work at a lawyer's office. When that comes up, I always and it comes up more often than you would think. I think that like because
Sure.
actors want to embrace characters. They want to say, I want to play the characters, and then like, and I'm not feeling comfortable because it's not. And that tricky spot. What I always talk about with actors is, can you bring the thoughts of the character to what's going on? Can you bring the thoughts of the character? Because then you're going to feel like, oh yeah, this wardrobe is what I need to wear. How can I imbue this with confidence? So what I'm hearing you say is find the wardrobe that is enough suggestion of the character, and then make sure that it fulfills your confidence. So here's the other thing, like don't wimp out on you may need to keep shopping. Don't wimp out on it may not be the right wardrobe, but if you can't feel confidently in it is probably some of the answer here. Do you
Absolutely.
find like where are some sticky spots when you're doing actors for headshots? Because that's one of the things that you do, and it would be I think anyone could have the gift of having you help them with their headshots. It'd be amazing. What are some of the places where you like, I don't know if you butt heads or you find are sticky for people? Are there certain looks that become really hard for people, or are there certain like stretches that you find yourself asking them to do that are like, no, 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 no? Like, can you tell me a little bit more about that process?
Yeah. So what I usually like to do is, um, obviously, you need to find out what is your, not just the character, but what's your age range.
Mm,
what's your agent sending you out for? And like with headshots specifically, like if you're going out for a young mom and you're wearing like, what a college student would wear, like a hoodie and a t-shirt, like you're not going to get the role necessarily. I
right.
mean, I have seen actors wear the wrong thing and still get booked, but it's
Sure.
rare, that the casting director, whether they're just looking at a headshot or a self tape, they want to be able to see you as the character as soon as they look at your photo, or boom, as soon as you walk into the room, or as soon as they press play on your self tape, right? It's like
Yeah.
you are setting the tone for the character. And so, yeah, sometimes I have to put actors in things that I don't even want to put actors in, especially for
But like what? Give me an
commercial.
example. Like, give me an example.
Okay,
Like,
I do commercials a ton. Like
right.
I am
Yeah.
a fashion stylist for a ton of commercials like that. I'm like
So you know what
in
people, so just so everyone clocks that means that Adrien is the one dressing the actors on set for commercials. So she
Yes.
knows what a commercial headshot should look like, because that's the wardrobe that she's putting people in commercials is what you should be wearing in your headshots. So I really want to just underline that for everybody. Right. Yeah.
This is literally what I do. Um,
Right.
constantly. I mean, commercial world specifically is uh the clients, the agency, the producers, they want to relate. They want to be relatable. That is like
Right.
the word that's used most to describe wardrobe. It's like we want
Mm,
relatable. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, sometimes I have to put actors in things that they really don't want to wear. And I totally understand that because sometimes I don't want to put them in that either. I am a creative, fashiony person and I'm having to
Right.
put, this beautiful, gorgeous, like redhead in like a very dowdy cardigan sweater, that
Mm-hmm.
just doesn't that she doesn't feel her best in. Like I hate that
Yeah.
the most.
Yeah.
I was styling a commercial 3 weeks ago, and this woman was like, "Oh, so I'm the dowdy one," and I was like, "Ooh, no." I
Oh.
mean, kinda, yeah. I'm like, "I'm sorry, this is not what I wanna put you in either." Like,
Right.
if I could put you in a beautiful, brightly colored blouse with, like, a really soft fitted cardigan, like, that's what I would do, but they want you in this brown, this ugly brown, you know, unfitted, like, ugly thing, and I'm so sorry that I have to do this to you, but, like, they're paying both
Yeah.
of us to do our jobs,
And
and,
it's not,
like,
and you have to remember, like, we're in a commercial. I think the reason why I think commercials are really good when we're talking about stylists is like somebody's got to understand who you are in the first 2 seconds, because
yeah,
we only get 30 seconds or a minute anyway of this commercial. So we got to know who you are in that moment. So this is so we can identify you're the mom, or you're in the office, or you're the dad, or you're the lazy dad, or you're the busy dad. Like the outfit's going to give us all of that. And the one thing, so and commercials were what I did most of my career. And so
yep.
relatable. And then there's always like, is there this piece of like, aspirational, because we're like a little step beyond, a little step above what a normal life is, because their life is better because they're using Swiffer, or their life is a little bit better because they're using the wall eraser or whatever it is. Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
exactly. I've been doing a ton of, State Farm commercials, believe it or not,
Okay.
with Jake,
Which are
and, like,
funny.
just doing a ton of which are really funny, and they're so fun to do, and I've got the other day I had to style 14 actors for a
Wow.
commercial. And
Wow.
then Jake also had 10 looks himself. So it was a real hefty job for me.
Wow. Yeah, it was. And
Um, but
and you're
but
like, and everyone's wearing normal clothes because this isn't high fashion life, right? Was it
yes.
normal?
Well, this
Yeah.
one in particular was like, the actual commercial was like State Farm. Like before State Farm, your life was so sad. And then I got to do like an upgraded version
Oh,
of your
fun.
first look, which to me was like, yes, oh my God, I
Yay.
can't wait. So, like, one girl is like in her apartment and she's so sad and she's like in her apartment. She's like, we had like the skateboard set up like a rowing machine, but it was like the
Yeah.
like sad version of
Yes.
the rowing machine and working out. So I put her in like a really ugly, dowdy, like workout outfit, and then boom, she's got State
Ta-da.
Farm. She's got State Farm, and now she is like rocking this really cool, sexy, like little outfit, right?
Yeah.
Little workout outfit, and Jake is next to her like cheering her on, and she's like in a beautiful gym, and it's just like it was actually fun because I got to do the two, like
Totally.
what they want me to do, and then also like what I would have done, what I would have wanted to put the actor in. So that was like
Sure.
such a fun spot because I
So
got to go
cool.
from the dowdy like Midwestern, sorry if you're from the Midwest, like
I
Midwestern
am.
relatable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly.
So fabulous. Right.
So like,
So,
LA or New York fashion, right? So that was
right.
like such a fun spot to do, but is also like real life. Like, when you book a commercial, you're not necessarily going to be wearing the most beautiful thing or
Right.
you
Sure.
know?
It's going to be a little more pedestrian sometimes. I think commercials are often our Procter and
Yes.
Gamble kind of land. Right. So
Yes.
when
Yeah.
when we're talking about, actors having wardrobe for auditions and self tapes, are there any staple pieces in people's wardrobe you feel like they should 100% have? And if there are color cues to give us as well, please feel free to do
Yes.
that as well. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So, like I said before, for colors, you have to consider what looks good for one, your skin tone. Okay. Two,
Hmm.
your eye color. And three, your hair color. Okay. So, like, what looks good on someone with brown hair, like reds or autumnal colors, something like more mustardy, and kind of live in that world,
Hmm.
to someone that's fair skin with red hair and blue eyes or green eyes or something like that, I would say like more olive greens and like those like warmer tones or jewel
Got it.
tones, like like a sapphire blue. That you really have to know your colors. You really,
And
really
y'all,
need
if you need help knowing your colors, like there's a lot of resources out there. One of the ones that I've used is called colorguru.com, and they do your colors and they send you all your colors, and it's pretty cool.
Yes.
I'm not
Yep.
even like pumping them. I'm just saying like this is one resource that I've used that was helpful. But and if you,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other resources out there, y'all, to take a look at, but it really can help you decide like, oh, great. When I shop, I now like, I literally look at this image of the colors I'm supposed to use when I'm shopping. And some of them I don't agree with. And so I'm like, no, I'm never wearing yellow. Thank you so much. But other than that, I'm like, good. So I do think that that's one piece that is kind of filters through all of this, because this is going to decide the
Yeah.
pieces that you buy. I mean, I guess besides black, because I guess most of us look good in black.
Yes, most of us would look good in black, but don't wear black. It ages you and it doesn't read well
Mm,
on camera. Unless
great.
you are like going out for a villainous role, I would say like stay away from black unless it is called for. The casting director has asked you, like if you're grunge or,
Yeah.
doing something in that world, but stay away from black for
Wait,
headshot.
I'm literally going like, yeah, but I'm the girl who has to wear the little black dress on her first date. Are you saying even then we want to try to not try to give us something different? Give me a dark maroon, give me a dark purple, go somewhere else with this if you can. Got it.
An
Okay.
eggplant. Eggplant is a good substitute for black. I
Okay,
love
great.
eggplant. Eggplant looks great on so many different people,
Great.
and so
Okay.
many different
Sorry.
skin tones and stuff.
Okay,
Okay,
staple
so
pieces. I took a we went on a
okay,
color
I'm
ride just
done.
now. Okay, go ahead.
We can go
Yes.
on tangents for days.
Yes.
Okay, so here are like 4 pieces that I think every actor should buy. If you don't have it in your wardrobe already, go buy these items. You don't have to go to like Paul Smith and spend your whole paycheck. Just like go to H&M or Zara. There are so many stores that have that are more affordable and have great cuts and fits and colors and options. So number 1, everyone should have a suit, men and women alike. Everyone needs a suit, okay? You're going to be called in for a lawyer, a business person, a mogul, someone that works in an office, um, a cop even could,
Yeah.
or a detective, right? Um,
And
there
I think when
are,
you say that, I even think about the young people who would be like, "It's your first time going into court. It's your like even because I could see like a person be like, well, I don't think I need a suit. Well, actually, you might, and it would be so cool if you were the person who's like, I'm watching that. I'm right now. I'm watching the show The Dropout with the girl who started Theranos and who I think is in jail
Amanda
now.
Seyfried, no? Amanda Seyfried?
Amanda Seyfried, right. And she's like, yeah, she's like 23 years old and she's wearing a suit in some of the scenes, but because she's
Yeah,
like, I'm playing older than my age, or like I'm trying, so I can just see how we want to use that in some ways, right? Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. Let me keep
absolutely.
going.
So the
Yes.
suit, okay? And also the suit can be used as separates. So suit is just like great to just have in your
Hmm.
wardrobe. I mean, how many of us like have weddings and you're like, or
Sure.
especially for guys, like just to have a suit in your wardrobe is like money. Okay, you just
Oh
need
wait,
one.
full disclosure.
Yeah.
I did something for the art of shaving at some point at this big industrial, and I was the host of it, and they bought me a suit at Zara. This suit was my suit for 10 years. Like it was like the perfect suit for every audition. It fit me perfectly, and it was from Zara. It was not a lot of money. And people literally said, did you have, I would bring it to sets when there was a stylist, and they say, oh, this suit fits better than the one I was able to pull for you. Did you have this made? And I was like, yeah, made at Zara. Thank you. I mean, I lucked out that it fit that well, but I just want to just double down on what you said of like, I think for
No, I
my
love
shoot,
that.
we shopped at Nordstrom Rack. We shopped at, you did H&M. Like it was all places that are, let's say, accessible, right? Yeah.
Accessible. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is key. And also like utilizing those pieces, like you don't have to wear a full suit. Like say you're going out for a role for a young dad and young dad going to a wedding or young dad going to the office, like you can wear that
Right.
blazer with a t-shirt underneath and some jeans and
Hmm.
sneakers, and then you have like
Yeah.
a pulled together nice look, like you get a suit is versatile, and pants too, like even for women, just to have a nice pair of slacks
Yeah.
that you can wear with a pretty blouse, if you're, a pretty blouse, or a sweet little cardigan sweater, or, a number of things. So a suit to me is like key. Like
Wait, I
everyone
want to,
needs.
and I'm just having this inspiration I want to share, Adrian, because I want any actor who's listening, because I can just imagine I can imagine some of my younger actors thinking, oh, it's not worth me having that because I don't get cast. I just thought of something. How cool would it be for you to get that great piece, that great suit, and to create a self-tape that you provide to your current representation with you in that suit saying, oh, by the way, look at me as the youngster in an office, or let me make sure you know that you can send me out for these kind of roles. Because think about Newsroom, everyone on that show is actually quite young and they're
Yep.
wearing suits very often. And so I think I just want to encourage us, if you get an inspiration around some of these pieces of like, oh, wow, no one actually ever sees me in what Adrien described. There's a way to help your reps and help yourself by creating the evidence that shows you can play that kind of role. And I think that wardrobe is one of the ways we show evidence, like I can play that. Look at me in this. Look at how it looks when on me and how I wear it and how it works for me when I play a role. So I just want a little tiny takeaway / action for you to take today. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's great advice. Yeah. And and use these pieces, like utilize these pieces to your benefit. You can play an intern, like even if you're like 23, like maybe you're an intern at a new, I don't know,
Right.
startup,
Yes,
and you want
totally.
to dress the part, right? Or you're a
Yes, totally.
secretary, or you're a young secretary in an office, like you just might be wearing a suit.
Yes.
So suit, okay.
Suit.
A suit is so important. The denim shirt / denim jacket can
Okay.
play so many different roles and pieces. These pieces can be used in so many, like I think for a man, like a chambray shirt is great as a layering piece for a
Mm-hmm.
young dad, or it could be a college student, or it could be like, I think I feel like the number one character breakdown for commercials is like hip cool, right?
Yeah, number one. Freaking
Number
number one.
one.
Yes. Yes.
I still have a commercial agent and I still go out commercially. So I
Okay.
also get it. Okay.
Yes.
Hip cool. All right.
Yes.
So layers are really good for that. A chambray shirt over just a great colored tee,
Got it.
so you're just not like a bright colored tee. A chambray
Yeah.
shirt is great over it, just to give you a little differentiation.
Mm-hmm.
Layers are so great. And I would say for women, also a denim jacket for both
Got
men
it.
and women, I think is really important.
Okay.
uh,
Wait, I have a problem with the denim jacket. Convince me on the denim jacket. Because I just feel myself, oh, I look super bulky. And like, is it supposed to be ripped up and torn and like edgy? Or is it more like I could also be a cowboy, which I would never play? So can you help us kind of get, when you say, like for some reason, I like every woman I've ever seen, not to make this gendery, but like femme people can pull off a denim jacket. Boys just
sure.
kind of sometimes look like a Canadian tuxedo. Like, I don't know how to describe that appropriately. Like, I don't know how to use the right language to describe what I'm saying, but like
Yeah.
cool people can pull off a denim jacket. Dorky dad types. Like, I want to know what your thought, I mean, maybe we're talking about commercials, but tell us a little
Yeah.
bit more what you mean when you say the denim jacket.
Okay, so a denim jacket can take you from like hip cool. Here we go again, right?
Yeah.
Hip cool, a young dad. Okay, it could be like over a
Okay.
plaid shirt, and you put on it should be a fitted jacket. Okay,
Got
we're
it.
like not
Great.
in the 80s 90s. You're like, unless you're going out for a specific 80s 90s role.
Right.
A fitted denim jacket is everything. And it could take you into like a 1950s like James Dean role, right?
Mm-hmm,
It
mm-hmm.
could be a college student. You could be the young hip cool dad. You could even like work in a startup. You wear a denim jacket with some cool chino pants. It could be colored chinos and just a t-shirt and some like high top Converse, and then you're like
Got
a
it.
cool startup guy, right?
And you're
And then
saying you're promising me, I mean, not promising me, but you're saying don't worry about being bulky here, because you're going to make it work. You're going to like make sure that it's fitted. You're going to make sure that it's not looking like you've got too many pieces of clothing on,
yes.
that kind of thing. Got it.
Yeah,
Got it.
exactly. And I wouldn't do anything too like don't do holes, don't do like anything too fit. Like you don't want like faded denim. Just get like a good solid basic denim, like a medium denim, I would say like a medium blue. Unless light colors look better on you, then you can do a light denim or
Right.
a dark denim. I mean,
Right.
it's hard to give advice like for everyone
Yes,
because
totally.
everyone is so different and everyone's, what people like gravitate towards is so different.
Yes.
So find your best denim. Okay,
Got it.
find your best denim.
And for when you're talking, and we kind of with this part of the conversation kind of skewed a little bit more towards men type, the male kind of roles. When we're talking about where women would be using chambray or be using denim, where can you give us a little bit more where you see that happening as well?
Yeah, so I think for a young mom, it could be a college student. If you're going out for like young college student, I think that's great over like, another like colored t-shirt or even something with a small print. I don't mind small prints. Like I think small print, like a little floral print with a little denim jacket over it, and you're like a young college student, right? Or even a young mom. I think layers for moms, like for a young mom, maybe it's not a denim jacket, but maybe it's a denim shirt, like more like a men's like chambray shirt with layers. Because moms
We're running around.
we're running around. We're doing the most. Okay, we're our lives are wild and crazy. I have a 4.5-year-old. I'm like running around constantly and always like multitasking and doing stuff.
Yes.
So we got to be comfortable, right? So a young mom, it could even be an office professional. It could kind of go in that wheelhouse too. Young mom and dad, college,
Right.
young, hip, cool, casual. I think like
Right.
hip, cool, casual, like you throw on layers. Maybe for women, maybe it's more of a cardigan. I think cardigans are also great for the young mom role, for a college student, for an intern, right? There's
just so we don't get off track though, I want to stick with my staples, okay? Right now, don't give me a cardigan. You're throwing me off here. I get a suit, I'm getting a denim jacket and or denim chambray shirt, right?
Yes.
Chambray denim shirt.
Yep.
What's my number 3?
Your number 3 is a baseball tee. Who would have thought, right?
So, wait, shut up. For real?
Yes.
Whoa. Yes. So like you're like talking about a Raglan Tee, right?
Yes, a Raglan Tee. Okay, it is so versatile. Okay, you could be an athlete. You could be like an athletic person going on a hike. You could be a college student, a sports fan. I feel like I've gotten a lot of auditions for like, you're a sports fan. It's like, it's just like an easy thing to just throw on and you're just like good to go.
Yeah, you already give it right away. And if anybody doesn't know what we're picturing, we're talking about, you've seen these t-shirts before. It's like a ringer tee, but the sleeves are the same color as the ring. Yes.
Exactly.
Right.
It's got blue or red or, I mean, they come in literally every color. I think it is so, I mean, unless you are in the age range of like 40 and older, maybe not. But
I still think you still, because the dad can wear it, the go to a game can wear it. Like I still like running errands, like it works as
a coach, right?
Yeah,
you're right.
Totally,
you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe like 60 and older. Then you're like,
got it, great. But I just want to make, and you're dressing people. I don't want to distract from what on sets. Are you dressing dads in that kind of a wardrobe or moms in that kind of a wardrobe? Do you see people wearing it at that age range?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Great.
Totally.
Love it.
Yeah.
And also there's something about it which also says like, if you're trying to show like I'm fit without having to wear like a tank top and it's not a tank top appropriate role, right? Because it also works for young mom too. Obviously, I would assume.
Absolutely. Got it. Yeah. And the last was a cardigan. So I put.
Okay. Snuck it in. Great.
So a cardigan can work both for a young mom, an intern, a college student, a preppy character, but can also work for a dad. Like it can work for a young dad or even someone more mature, or it could even be like Silver Lake type, like hip, cool, like,
totally.
Like wearing they're wearing old man gear now, right?
Yeah. Look for old man clothes and you are a total hip Silver Lake kid. Yeah, totally. 100%. Yes. Also, I want to just go back on the Raglan thing, because I think the Raglan thing also, because a lot of times, you may be called in for family sitting around watching TV, or you might be called in for like a family drama and they're talking at the dinner table or something. And like wearing that raglan is like, oh, I'm after work. I'm not at work anymore. What do I wear when I come home and I've taken off my suit? Like it
Yeah.
feels very aligned with the casual part of your life in some ways.
Totally.
Yeah,
Totally.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. It just
Awesome.
kind of gives you that like automatic, like, I'm chill, I'm cool, I'm relaxed. What do you want from me? You know?
Yes. So yeah, let me go through them again. So we've got suit, we've got chambray / denim jacket, we've
Yep.
got raglan, and we've got, which you called another word. What did you call that shirt?
A baseball tee.
A baseball tee. Yeah, yeah. Same thing. Yeah, yeah.
Baseball tee,
And then,
raglan,
yeah, and a cardigan.
and a
Top four.
cardigan.
Top four.
Yeah.
Got it.
Top four.
Got it.
And I guess if I'm gonna add a fifth, a good fitting pair of jeans can
Sure.
go a long way.
Yeah.
Obviously, for headshots, you're not necessarily seeing that, but like everyone needs to own a really great fitting pair of jeans for your body. Okay, so
Yeah.
I can't
Wait,
just say like,
can you go deeper on this? Because like I got
yeah,
my slutty let's go out and dance with the boys on the weekend pair of jeans and go to the gay bars, right? And then they're like super fit. And then I have my like, this is like what I would wear if I was a young dad jean. So when you're
yeah,
talking about it, are you talking about like the in between, like here's a nice standard, you could wear this with your mom and you could also wear it when you go out with your friends, kind of straight down the
yes,
line kind of moment? Got it.
yes. I would say like a darker wash denim, no fading, like no rips and tears, like whatever, whether it's straight or boot cut or slim or
Hmm.
tapered, whatever it is, like figure out what's best for your body and own at least one pair.
Hmm. Hmm.
Everyone needs at least one pair. Like
Yeah.
even if it's not for headshots, but to bring every time I do a commercial or TV or film or anything, I am calling the actors, right? You
Yeah.
know when you like book something and then you like get a
Yes.
call from a number that you don't know? That's me calling
It's
saying,
always you.
"What's in your wardrobe that you can bring for me?" And you know what?
Yes.
I I think it's so interesting. I think it's so important to one, bring 100% bring what you booked the commercial in or the job.
Interesting. Got it. Yeah.
Must bring that because the casting director liked it, the agency liked it, the producer
Hmm.
liked it, the client liked it. Okay. So it's very important. Bring what you booked 100%
Hmm.
because you might end up in it. And just a little
Right.
tidbit, don't tell any of my producers that I'm telling you this, but
Okay.
you end up in your own wardrobe, you'll get a little bump. Okay.
There
So
you go. Yes.
yeah, like bring your shit for one, like I know actors are like, I want the wardrobe to provide for me, and it's
Hmm.
fun to do a fitting in stuff that you don't already have in your closet. But
Right.
let's be honest, like what you have in your closet, one, looks good on you already.
Hmm.
Two, you're comfortable in, and three, you should be confident in because you own it and it's what you wear all the time and what you book in.
Yeah.
And like, why not bring your shit? Like, sorry,
Or
try
or
not to.
like or like if you don't like it, don't bring it because you might end up in it. Is what I always used to tell people too. Like,
100,000%. And I am a very nice stylist. I will tell women like, don't bring your heels because if you bring heels, your stylist will put you in them and you'll be miserable all day. Bring a nice
Mm.
flat, bring a nice a nice little flat or like a ballet slipper or whatever, but if you bring heels, we're going to put you in it. So don't
Wait,
do it.
give us. Are there any more tips about the bringing of the clothes? Because when we book, here's what I'll say. When I used to book, I used to get annoyed when the stylist was like, basically bring your entire closet, and I'd be like, no, you can't say that. You need to be clear. You know, you're not going to use my entire closet. There's colors you already have to know. Was I a dick or am I wrong? Or like, what would be the dream? How is the dream? How do you want people to respond? Or what are some tips and tricks to that moment?
Yeah, so listen, you don't have to bring everything that we tell you to bring, but if there is something specific and I'm like, I need a suit, and if you have one, oh my god, actually this is a perfect example. I was styling a commercial a couple weeks ago and I spoke to the actor and he was supposed to be like this cool like host, like a Ryan Seacrest type, okay?
Hmm.
And I talked to him and I was like, okay, they want you in like a cool like suit, something fitted or whatever, he's like, oh, I have so many suits. I got all these suits like fitted to me. They're perfect. They look bomb on me. I'm like, great. Awesome. What colors do you have? He's like, I got blue, I got gray, I got black, I've got, what, navy. And I'm like, awesome. You're the best. Bring all of that for me. That would be so helpful. I'm always like so appreciative too. Some stylists are not. I know that. But I am always like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Because it makes all of our jobs easier. And we're always working on a limited budget. Always, always,
Mm-hmm.
always, always. Like, I know we assume like stylists just have like whatever money we want. No, they give us a very limited budget. And it's sometimes like unbelievable what they want for what they're giving us. I mean, it's totally
Sure.
crazy.
Put her
So
in a fabulous dress and then put him in a suit and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
yes, I'm like, you want me to put him in a suit for $150? Like, I can't even buy a pair of like nice slacks for $150. Or, it's just like totally
Yeah.
crazy. So this guy shows up to the fitting. He brought one shirt, one pair of jeans, and a pair of boots. After he had told me he had all this beautiful fitted suits.
Oh.
So I shopped according to what he told me that he had and what he was bringing. So then I had to do the fitting, and the fitting didn't go well.
Oh my
I,
God. It looked like an a-hole too, because like,
I look like the asshole, and I'm like, I like told the director, I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, this guy told me he like had everything under the moon and fitted and perfect. And then he like shows up and brings me nothing. And I'm just like, great. So I look like a dick. I had to go shopping after the fitting.
oh my gosh. Yes,
So
of
I'm like,
course.
I'm doing this fitting all day, and then I have to go shop when I'm supposed to pick up my kid from school, and I'm like, call my husband. I'm like, I'm sorry, the fitting didn't go well. The actor didn't bring his shit that he told me he was going to
Right.
bring. And now I have to shop for like
Right.
4 hours, 5 hours, however long. And it's just like, come on, man. Do your
Yeah. I
job
mean, also,
too.
like,
Like,
I'm just thinking about the actors who are listening. Like, you don't want to look like the jerk who didn't do what they said they were going to do. Like, if you don't have it, or if it's not clean, or if it's a dry cleaners, and you're not going to get to pick it up, you need to say, I'm not going to be able to pick it up. I don't have a suit to bring you. Like, just be extra clear, so
yeah.
that Adrien can do her dang job.
Oh my God.
Right.
Like, if he wouldn't have told me he had all that stuff, I would have shopped for it. And I would
Right.
have asked for more budget to shop for more options. But then I show up with like not a ton of stuff. I fill in. We just want to fill in what you don't have, right?
Right.
Unless it's
Right.
very specific. And he totally fucked me.
Right. Totally screwed up. Right. Is there anything else about bringing stuff that you would say is a best practices for anybody other than what we've talked about so far? I want to make sure we didn't miss anything.
Yeah. So I think just like good basics, like what fits you really well. Bring the colors that look good on you. I know some clients ask for specific colors, or their like rivals have specific colors that we can't bring.
Right.
Like,
Sure.
bring what looks best on you. Bring the things that you book in. That like denim chambray shirt that always gets you the job. Like, bring
Right.
it. Bring those great fitting jeans, the basic t-shirts that look good on you, that are nice and fitted. Any pieces that are like stand out and that make you feel good, and again, like confident. Like, what if you have something in your wardrobe and you like love it, wear it. Like, wear your best. Oh, that's my
Yeah.
number one. Wear your best thing that you have for the character. Wear it to the fitting, and almost guaranteed. Like,
I would hate you for that. I want to wear like my t-shirt and shorts and be like, let's get this fitting over with. Okay, so all right, heard. So wait, I have another question. So I used to always try, if it was possible, to buy anything a stylist would put me in, because I knew that it was the wardrobe that obviously is gonna get me booked and is what people want to wear. Is that weird? How is the best way to make that ask without it getting awkward? Because sometimes it feels a little awkward, and it can be like, we're not allowed to do that, or you can't do, like, there have been some uppity stylists in the sets that I've been on where it didn't feel easy to ask that question, but also I'm like, you have to buy it anyway. Could I pay you for it? Like, can you share me a little bit what that's like? The
Yeah.
best way
So
to do that?
I'm a really nice stylist. Because I've been an actor and I know what it's like. I literally will go to the client and I'll be like, "Can I just give them the wardrobe?" I do that at every shoot. I do that
Love it.
because it's especially with the pandemic and COVID stuff, I'm like, why would you want this like dirty clothes from the actors anyways? Like at
Yes.
the end of the shoot, we have to turn in the wardrobe.
Right.
Sometimes the client wants to keep the wardrobe if there's reshoots.
Got
So
it.
that's like one thing
They
to
don't
consider.
they don't leave it up to chance that like we might not be able to have this again and we want to shoot it again. Got it. Okay, yeah.
Yes, 100%. So that's one thing to consider, but always just ask nicely, be like, "Hey, is there any way that I really love this piece. Can I buy it off of you?" Like in most cases, a stylist should, if they're kind, should be like, "Yeah, that's one less thing I have to return." Or,
Got it.
that's one less thing I have to throw in a bag and give to the client for them to take on the plane. Like, I mean, it's just so
Right.
sometimes it's so silly. I'm like, why does the client want the why do they want the wardrobe? I'm like,
Right.
these actors have been working for 12 hours and they're stinky and they're gross. Like, why? But yeah,
But I think it's important to take that to know that like if a stylist isn't sure that they can sell you, it could be because they don't know yet from the client if they have to give it to them. Like that it happens often enough where that the client walks away with it that you might not have an answer yet. So that might just be like,
please,
no, it's
like,
from H&M, but go buy one. You should definitely buy it. It looks great on you. Like, yeah.
100% be like, can I see the tag, or or just tell me where you got it, or like, where did you buy this, where did you find this, where can I find something like this?
Yes.
In most cases, like, I mean, I don't know. I've been doing this for so long. I just err on the side of kindness. I know a lot of stylists are, they kind of, have a oh, I shouldn't say that. Never mind. Take it back.
Right, take it
Reel
back,
it
take it
in
back. We're erring on the side of kindness right now. We're erring on the side of kindness,
Yes,
but that's good to
yes,
know.
yes.
But I want to make sure that everyone just listens. Like, even if you can't buy the wardrobe that you're in, take a good dang look at it because it is your castability. That is what you're going to be, unless it's weird commercial or weird project
Yeah,
or sci-fi, whatever. It's
yeah,
probably wardrobe that you could be wearing to auditions. So and like, oh, I can't find this exact shirt. And then the other thing I just want to double down on is like, you
yeah.
really can find what you need at these more accessible stores. I think that's a really big one. And the part that I like about it too is the Paul Smith shirt is probably going to need to be dry cleaned. These other pieces are probably durable or inexpensive enough that once you've washed it 30 times, it's okay for you to go pick up a new version of that shirt if it's gotten faded or, worn out or something like that.
Yes,
Yeah, totally.
100%. 100%. There are so many stores. I love Target right now. Target has really, really, really stepped
Oh
up
yeah,
their
you put
game.
me in some nice lady jogging pants and lady sweatshirts, and it was Mage. If you guys ever see the pictures of me with the Fruit Loops, that's me in some lady jogging pants and lady sweatshirts, and it's really good. I am not afraid of the to shop in the other sections anymore. Ever since Radio did, like it is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, I think it's good. It's good to like walk into a store with an open mind, an open heart, and like also like if you're gonna go shop for a specific piece that you don't have, like know, like do a little research, like look and see like what the
Mm,
store is, like what's on their website, like what are they offering right now, like
yeah.
go in with after doing some research, do some
That's a great
research.
idea. I'm sure you have to do that because you're
Okay.
shopping like crazy. You want to go to 1,000 different stores and whatever. Yeah.
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 Yeah, exactly. I mean,
One thing
yeah.
that I also am hearing when you said that is, and this is I've been an advocate for this for a long time, and I don't know if this is how you would advise other people, is like buy a million things and take things back is like the biggest gift in the world. Like the fashion shows I had in my house and that we had together, that when I came over your house and we tried it, I want to just really advocate for what, we'll probably end here, but I want to just advocate for having Adrien be a part of the process of me getting my pictures, the photos that I did gave me so much confidence. That kind of brings it full circle to what you said before,
Mhm.
because I had someone else saying, yes, this looks good on you. Oh, heck, that doesn't look good on you. Why don't you try this? We had some really wild card things, some things that we didn't end up using, some things that we did, but I never would have ever picked up off a rack or thought that could accomplish what we accomplished. And it never would have come out as good as it did had I not had you there to collaborate and be a creative person with me, right? And I think that if you can have the luxury or you can build it into your budget to have Adrien, a stylist, on your next headshot shoot or whatever kind of shoot you're doing, I just can't advocate for it more because it is beyond just what do I wear. It is an entire experience that I think that you really provide that shows up on the day. Right on the day, there
Yeah.
was so much like, great, cameras are rolling. I am ready. There's no decision making. I have no I have no decision fatigue on the day. Like it is decided. We know what we're wearing and we feel great about it. And that just gave me so much confidence. And I know that it shines through in the photos. I'm not saying that to toot my own horn. I'm saying that to toot Adrien's horn and to just advocate for everyone to think about
let's toot all the horns.
Let's shoot all the horns, yes. But also, I think also to advocate for yourself, like a headshot shoot or any kind of shoot is a cost. And rather than getting on the date and just like, okay, I'm going to get it all together in time. I've known so many actors who like are rushing to get their headshot shoot taken care of. And I say, slow down here. These are tools you want to use for years. If you can really get years out of them, if you can invest your time and energy in this way. So I'm just so grateful. I'm sure there's a bunch of people who are listening right now like, okay, how do I work with Adrien? How does it work? Do you work remotely? Does it have to be in person? Can you give everybody a little bit of their spiel? Let them know how to walk into Adrien's closet?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can reach out to me via Instagram. You can slide into my DMs if you want. You can look on my website, adrienrabago.com, and you can contact me there or just look for my email, adrienrabago@gmail.com. Reach out. I'm here and I work with people from all walks of life and people like, I know being an actor is an expensive, career. You have to do a lot of upkeep. There's a lot of upkeep. There's a lot of the headshots and the this and the that and the wardrobe and there's a lot. So I really try to work within budgets too. I get it. I know what it's like. It's really hard. I really try to work with people and I enjoy it. I love it. My favorite thing is having people come into my Adrien's Closet styling studio and I dress them for I do a lot of red carpets or weddings, headshots, photo shoots, you name it, like whatever it is. I love being on set, but having people come into my space in my studio is my ultimate favorite. I'm just feel so blessed and so lucky to have that and to have created such a cool fashion rental business on the side. Obviously, so I only have women's stuff in my styling studio, I will say. But for men, I did what I did for you, I shop. I can do personal shopping where I go and shop for you, and then we can do fittings. It could be even for your life, or I can come into your closet. Some people need a closet cleanse. I do that too, or I do a full closet cleanse, and then we shop together. There are so many things I can do. We could do. I'm available to do remotely also. Happy to hop on a Zoom or a FaceTime and just just do my hourly sessions or whatever. And we can go through your wardrobe and, I can give you links of stuff you can buy. I mean, I work in a million different ways. So no budget is too small. And yeah, I'm open. I'm here. So whatever your needs are, can I give you one great tip for every actor?
Oh my gosh, please.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Blue, the color blue is the #1 casted color ever. Statistically.
Like when people wear it for auditions.
When people wear blue for auditions, it is the #1 casted color. You're welcome.
Everyone run to the mall. That is awesome. That is so good. I'm just thinking about, there's a shirt that I bought, a stylist bought for me that was 2 colors of blue. It was a dark blue and a light blue plaid. And I wore it for every audition after that. And it was the audition shirt. Wear that to every audition because it's the one you book in. That is wild. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's so good. And I just want to just so everyone, what'd you say?
It could be a number of blues. It could be a baby blue. It could be a royal blue. It could be a sapphire blue into navy blues. Blue, I don't know why, but statistically, blue is the #1 casted color. So
that is so
take that with you.
Take that with us. We'll take that. Yes.
Yeah, take that little snippet. And find which blue is best for you. Right.
Right.
What makes you?
I want to make sure everyone. I want to make sure everyone heard that how accessible Adrien is for you. So before you decide or write yourself off from I could never afford, make sure that you heard Adrien say I really love to work with actors and that I can work within a budget. And so just want to make sure everybody heard that. And also there's something that I want you to that I took away also from this is the investment isn't just for your pictures. Remember the wardrobe that I got from there, I kept probably half of it because it's good for me for my life. Right. And so it's good for you, maybe good for your auditions or whatever. So I want to make sure that you hear that the value won't be just for the pictures. It will go on beyond that. And also what Adrien taught me about shopping in that one thing alone, like now I'm looking at different things when I go to the store. So it will really help you kind of think about the whole branding thing differently. So I just really thank you so much for your time today and for making something that could seem like, how are we going to talk about styling on a podcast, like very palpable today and understandable. So I really appreciate you talking us through and getting in our closets together. And you better go check your DMs because I think you'll see some new actors there.
Ooh, I'm ready.
Ooh. All right. Thank you so much,
you.
Adrien.
Oh my God, this was such a delight. Thank you so much for having me. You are such a beautiful human, and I've just been so delighted every time you tag me in a photo. I'm like, yes, he's still using them.
We nailed it. We nailed it. Yes.
And you're wearing one of our shirts, and
I'm wearing two. This undershirt is also one of our shirts, by the way. It's a combo. Yes.
Combo. Love it. Layers, baby. Layers.